What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I just want to focus in on the concept of mercenaries in sports, and why that term is not. It doesn't have the best connotation for why I don't think it's that big of a deal. You look at what spurred the discussion was, as many of you guys know, I'm a huge New England Patriots fan, and seeing Darrelle Revis go back to gangrene after helping the Pats win the Super Bowl really brought the concept up. Soldier for hire, if you will. You look at guys that go from team to team, and whether it's for money, whether it's for rings, everyone's motivated by something. And as much as everyone thinks it's cute that you can play for one team throughout the duration of your career, that's a cute story that doesn't happen in actuality very often. I think you look at a guy like Revis went to Tampa, got that big contract, got cut, came to New England, had the chance to win the ring. Now he wants to make as much money as possible. I think you look at good teams that acquire players from bad teams. Let's look at last year the Kings getting Marion Gabbert from the Blue Jackets. Even though the Blue Jackets made the playoffs last year, the opportunity to go to LA and compete, and he's on some great teams in New York, obviously. Gabbert goes to Los Angeles and then helps them win the Stanley Cup. And rather than going and cashing in on the open market, chooses to stay in LA for a little bit less. I was hoping that would be the case for Rivas. Obviously, wasn't the circumstance. If you look back to the Bruins, back when they won the Stanley Cup in 2011, they had the homegrown talent, the Milan Lucic, David Krejci, Patrice Bergeron of the world, but they had guys that came in there for the stretch run, helped them, and left. Caberlet being the biggest name there, but to be able to help the team win games and then ixnay out of there is you know, you look at Matthew Schneider. That was he went from team to team throughout his career. Got some money, played on some good teams. I believe he got the '93 Stanley Cup with the Canadiens. I have to double check that right now. But I mean, I think one of the ultimate mercenaries was Brett Hull, particularly after he left St. Louis. He went to a good team in Dallas. Obviously great market in Dallas. The opportunity to play with fellow U.S. Olympian Mike Modano had him excited. He goes there. They won the Stanley Cup. Then, Dallas's core starts to fall apart a little bit, gets a little bit older. He takes his talents to Detroit, helps the Red Wings win a cup, 2002. Guys that have multiple rings with different teams. I mean, even going so further, Claude Lemieux was perfect at it. I mean, between the Avalanche, the Devils, and the Canadiens, I mean, nobody was hated more than Claude, but nobody delivered when it mattered most, and nobody was willing to leave a situation to go somewhere else more than the great Claude Lemieux. I mean, even he came back out of retirement at was he 43 to play for the San Jose Sharks, 5-6 years ago. And I know I think they were out in the first round that year. Typical. But that's just the way things happen. I think it's an interesting thing. I mean, you have your homegrown guys that have bought into the system, and you might trade for guys. You have free agents come in that commit long term to the team. But there are a lot of guys out there that I want to win a ring. This is where I'm going to go. This is what's going to happen. So it's an interesting thing to look at. So the dynamic of how championship teams are assembled, and quite frankly, as a fan of the New England Patriots, I didn't care how that team was assembled. You had the greatest of all time at quarterback. You had to put the requisite pieces around him to win. They did that. Now it's up to Belichick and Bob Kraft to go out there and fill in the blanks. But um, you know players play for a number of reasons. It's good to see a guy like Revis take care of business on the field and get a nice hefty paycheck off it. Anyway, that's all I got this episode of the Power Play with CJ on the concept of mercenaries in sports. Stay tuned for episodes for the season and beyond. Later, guys.